Hey witches, if you are enjoying Waking Up the Witch, then you're definitely going to want to check out my magical shop, Moonbee's Wellness in Medford, Oregon. We have a curated collection of crystals, incense, sage, witchy books, tarot, oracle, and so much magic made locally here in the Rogue Valley. Whether you're just beginning your witchy path or you've been on this journey for quite a while, we have so many items to support where you are in your journey. And we ship anywhere in the US, so no need to be local. But Moonbees is more than just a shop. We are also a sacred space and supportive to your healing journey. I'm a Reiki master, and I also offer a lot of intuitive sessions, including past life readings and past life regression sessions. And all of this can be done virtually online, so I can help you no matter where you're at. Come visit us in Southern Oregon or follow Moonbees Wellness on Instagram and Moonbees_Medford on TikTok. And remember, magic's this way.
This episode of Waking Up the Witch is brought to you by Taylar Pickett Styles. I'm Taylar Pickett, and I am an intuitive hairstylist in Southern Oregon. I offer in-person services as well as online tutorials on how to care for your curly hair, how to properly shampoo your hair. If you're a hairstylist, I offer lots of education and one-on-one consulting on how to build your clientele and take care of your clients. If you're interested in any of these services, please reach out to me. There will be a link in the bio. I also offer organic hair care from Innocence Organic Beauty, and you can also buy that online through me, link in the bio, and also on my Instagram page, Taylar Pickett Styles. I also have a TikTok page if you're into just talking a little bit more deeply about things, going into deeper dives about hair care, self-love, and self-worth. My TikTok handle is Southern Oregon Curl. And don't forget, tame nothing, nourish everything. Enjoy this episode. I'm Taylar.
And I'm Amber.
And this is
Waking Up the Witch. We're your neighborhood witches. Each week, we talk about all things witchy and connect with other humans in a storytelling format about navigating life on this floating rock.
We're two curious ladies trying to understand the human experience. But while we do that, we think it's important to honor the people that lived here before us and honor the cultures and traditions that we're being inspired by.
This podcast is about waking up the witch, which means we are learning and growing every day. That being said, we are always open to feedback on how we can do better.
The views and opinions of our guests don't necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Waking Up the Witch. Now, let's go, ghouls. Hey, cheers, baddie.
Oh, coming through. Clink. Cheers. Yay. Successful day.
Yeah, a little double record. Yeah, if you see me in the same outfit as last week, we recorded twice. Should have brought another outfit.
I mean, we have a little baby closet. We could totally store double outfits.
Next time.
I love it. This felt great. It was I can't think of it now because we just had a long lunch break, but there's always like similarities with our guests when we do double recordings. Like,
oh, it was the school stuff.
Like the school stuff, but also like the mothers in healthcare with like witchy backgrounds, or whether or not they were aware of it, but just like holistic energy healers and also physical Western
I didn't want to be
healers.
Like same, but I'm like, oh, same age. Oh, I did that at the same time. Oh, my mom's a nurse. Oh, and she's psychic. And oh, like I'm from the Midwest. Like I was just like, yeah, me too.
I mean, that's like literally
the point of the podcast.
How this started.
Yeah, we say that a lot, but like not to make this about me,
totally.
But same. I mean, of course, I've always had the wanderlust, but now I'm a mother, so.
A mother. I know, how cool.
Now I just have to have enough money to go where I want, when I want, and then come home.
You're going to do that. You're already doing that.
Yeah.
You've done that a lot.
Yeah.
You're just going to do it more.
Yeah. Okay, I feel
Cool.
like if you want to add anything, you can. Otherwise, we're going over to Patreon and we're going to play a silly little game and we're going to be like OG waking up the witch. We're going to catch a buzz and we're going to giggle. And
that's why we get a little more unhinged.
I've been feeling a lot lately like on Patreon, we need to bring back like the old school. We were just like kind of drunk talking about who knows what. Sometimes it was like, you know, a research subject, but also just being silly. And I feel like Patreon is where we let that out.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So meet us over there at patreon.com/waking up the witch.
Yeah.
I'm hot now.
I'm hot too.
My blood.
It's been a fun day. This episode is amazing. This is for all the girlies and the guy-thies and the they-thies who want to manifest
real hot girl shit,
their reality and all those dreams and all the little whimsical wonderings and things that you're like, I wish I could do that. I wish that was my life. Well, it can be.
Oh yeah, so you have homework. You'll find out what this means, but go do some scripting.
And maybe some tapping.
That's your homework.
Mm-hmm. Change your nervous system. Update your belief systems. And make your dream life your real life. Because we can do it. Okay, now we're just being silly. It's time for Patreon.
I'm thinking about what kind of secrets I'm going to whisper into my wine.
Okay, we're just going to start with 3 deep grounding breaths. Breathing in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. So let's breathe in this yummy, fresh, healing energy from the universe. Exhaling, releasing any expectations or worries or concerns from the day, just letting it go. Another deep breath, breathing in all of your blessings in this very moment. And exhale, letting that settle into the body. One more big, deep breath, the biggest one you've had all day. Hold. And release. Grounding you into your body, into your space, and into the earth. I'm calling in our higher selves, our ancestors, our spiritual guides, and any other loving energies that want to help hold this beautiful, safe container for vulnerability and connection, and asking that whatever is meant to come through, that it comes through, and letting it be of the highest good for all involved. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, hello. Please introduce yourself and let us know what your sun, moon, and rising is as well.
Hi, I'm Sadie the Witch, Sadie Olson. I am a Virgo sun, Aries moon, and Sagittarius rising.
That's fun. I mean, Virgo's pretty spicy for an earth sign, and then you have these 2 fiery signs that are hugging it. Wow.
I always say thank God for my Virgo because thank Goddess for my Virgo because
Thank
otherwise
Goddess.
I'm chaos. My whole chart is fire.
Damn.
She's holding down the fort over here.
I love that. Well, Taylor's here with all her water, so she'll like help us when things get a little big.
I love it. Yeah, what I want to know both of your big threes because you know mine. I need to know.
Oh yeah, I need to go first.
Yeah.
So I'm Amber. I am a Libra sun, Sagittarius moon, and Virgo rising. So you and I will get along great. We already have a lot in common.
And then I have a Scorpio sun, Cancer moon, Pisces rising.
Yeah.
And I don't have any fire in my entire chart.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we can balance each other out a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah, I need you.
So good. Well, welcome, Sadie. We're so glad to have you on the pod. Tell
so
us
excited.
what you do. Who are you? Let's get
Yeah.
into
So
it.
it's so funny because I've had like my own online business as a witch for over 5 years now. And still to this day, when
Amazing.
people are like, what do you do? And I just say, I'm a witch. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to
Yes.
describe that. But I do readings. I have a membership where we meet every single week and we cast spells together. We do collective readings. We do lots of like mindset, subconscious rewiring work. We use scripting
Yes.
every month to manifest together.
Fun.
So I'm kind of like a mindset coach, but make it fun and
Make it
witchy.
witchy.
Yeah, my goal is kind of my motto in life is like our purpose in life is to be hot and have fun. And so I
Ugh.
try to bring a sense of lightheartedness and playfulness to the
Same.
spiritual and personal development space because
Mhm.
it can be very serious, very heavy.
Right.
It can sometimes take us to a place where we're obsessively healing and burning out on that. So
Right.
I try to like bring the fun, playful vibes because there's plenty of time to be serious.
Okay, well,
Mhm.
this is your place because we are doing the same thing. I feel
Yes.
like it can be less welcoming of a space because people think they
Yeah.
have to be like a certain way to practice, but really it's just like we're just supposed to be having fun and if like healing, yes, but
Yes.
we want it to be like playful and accessible.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly. We're on the same page.
Love it.
Love.
Well, I would love for you to take us all the way back to the beginning, like as far back as you kind of can remember.
Yeah. So my lore, let's get into
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, I was raised Catholic. I think there's
Mm.
a lot of witches that started out, or at least
Same.
people that come into my world,
Both of us.
Yeah,
the
we both
attract
have
that
a little bit of that
have like
in our
Christian
lore.
Catholic roots, which looking back now, I'm like, Catholics are witches.
Thus,
Yep.
they're so witchy. We
We're
say it all
eating
the
the body
time.
and blood of Christ.
I
We're chanting.
know.
I'm like, come on, guys.
I know.
Be
Get
for real.
real.
I'm like, you're wondering why it turned out like this.
For real.
But I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school as a kid. I was always very, very drawn to spirituality. I was always sort of a seeker. Like I was kind of a weird kid. I was reading the actual Bible until I started
Mm-hmm.
asking questions, and my mom was like, "That actually seems like an adult book. I don't think you should be reading that as a 9-year-old." I got it literally taken away because I was like, there's some weird stuff in here. Am I understanding this correctly?
Right.
Old Testament goes crazy, by the way.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But I was always a kid in like religion class, like hand up, like, what about this? Or like, this doesn't
Mm-hmm.
make sense to me. Or,
Mm-hmm.
like always questioning.
Yeah, what
And
kind of responses would you get
you
when
know
you are
what?
asking questions?
I have a really clear memory that I think is actually really a good memory. Sometimes there would be blank faces on my teachers' faces or just kind of like changing the subject. But I had this fifth grade teacher named Mrs. Lauder, shout out. And uh, interestingly, my Catholic school in science class, we did learn the theory of evolution. I know some Catholic schools like wouldn't
Wow.
teach that.
Right.
But we had science class and like with a different teacher. We came back to religion class and I was like, can you explain to me
Yeah, I
the
just learned
world
this
was
over
made in
here.
7 days and evolution and whatever. And this actually planted a seed for me that is I still use to this to sort of understand. Now I love studying like religions around the world because I think there's
Mm-hmm.
things for us to learn from all of it.
Right.
But she planted this seed in me that I think was really important. And she said, well, I'm like, Catholics need to all hear this. She's like, not all of the Bible is meant to be taken literally.
Right.
Thank you.
When, and so she was still explaining, like, when God like created there was no such thing as time. There was no sun, on its 24-hour cycle, like around, none of that existed. So we can think
Mm-hmm.
of it metaphorically. The first day might have been 10,000 years and the second day. And so she kind of explained it through this lens where it was
Love
like,
that.
God was like flicking the dominoes over, but so he was still the one that created this all, but and she kind of explained like that's how these go together, which I thought was really cool and kind of
Right.
a surprising answer at Catholic school.
Progressive.
Yeah, I love
Looking
that.
back at it, yeah. Um But I have a very specific memory. But another important part of this lore is that I was in Catholic school, I was going to church a couple times a week. I really I had this from very, very young where I was like, I felt God in church and
Mhm.
I felt things when I prayed and I felt I felt things that I wanted to feel. I was so drawn to it, but there was always something in me where but something's not right here. And it
Mhm.
was the classic Catholic guilt stuff where I also
Right.
had this sort of looming visual in my head of God has a chalkboard and he's
Yeah.
making tallies on the good and bad side
Right.
of my life and am I going to go to heaven or hell and having anxiety over that. And I was always like, something's not quite right here. And I struggled with that from a very young age. While simultaneously, my mom, also raised Catholic. She was sort of the religious, my dad was kind of like, yeah, I'll go along with it, but she was sort of the religious lead in the household. And I always called her a hippie growing up, but looking back, I'm like, she was a total witch. She was always learning about different spiritual practices. As a kid, I went with her to learn Qigong energy healing and these
Wow.
Spring
Amazing.
Forest Qigong with Master Chu Lin. He's still around and he's incredible. You should look him up. And
Yes.
I had a really clear healing experience as a child going to one of these things. I had chronic migraines and chronic plugged ears. And when we went to the
Mm.
seminar in person with him, where we were learning how to do the healing, everything cleared.
Wow.
My headaches went away, my ears, and I remember
Release
my
the
mom
block.
asked me, yeah, my mom asked me "What did it feel like when he healed you?" And my answer, and this is such a beautiful, simple, because as a kid, you're not overanalyzing stuff, and I just said,
Right.
"Oh, I don't know, it just kind of felt like love." But I remember this feeling of love just kind of through my body and clearing things out. And so I had experiences like this, and my mom was also very homeopathic, all natural remedies,
Total hippie.
very just everything organic and energy, so when we got sick, it was you take arnica and you drink this tea.
Mhm.
You don't take Tylenol or, these things.
Mhm.
Um, and let me do qigong on you, as you're falling asleep. That was the
Aw.
household I grew up in where we were Catholic, but there was also this other stuff going on and happening. Have this clear memory in high school wanting to ask my mom if I could go somewhere, and but I'm like, hold on, she's meditating, I'm not allowed to interrupt her while she's meditating, and she's, fully, entranced, she's, rolling around in the living room like this,
Wow.
the energy moving through her, and I'm just, a weird mom, you know? No
Right.
appreciation for it as a
Of
child or a
course.
teen. I'm just
Especially as a
"Yeah."
teenager. So embarrassing.
Yeah, I have the weird mom. So, but I'm really, yeah, obviously grateful for that. I just grew
Totally.
up with this sort of, but I do also remember my mom struggling with, is this allowed? Am I doing
Yeah.
things that aren't allowed because I'm Catholic? So she sort of
Totally.
struggled with the balance between, she knew there was something more out there. She always
Mhm.
identified as Catholic, but she knew there was something more out there and she was exploring it. But she was a healer. She spoiler alert, I know it's not funny, I crack jokes, but she did pass away, which is a big part of my story,
Oh,
my
yeah.
spiritual journey and how I came to be here. But at her funeral, I'm from a very small town, and she was a nurse, but at her funeral, we had no idea. There was a line out all the way out and around the whole
Oh,
entire building, and people coming through and shaking our hands and saying, "Your mom saved my life. Your mom saved my
oh,
life." She was a
oh.
nurse. She was doing everything the nurses should do, but she was also secretly doing
She was a
qigong and secretly
healer.
saying, "You need to use this herb and you need to, do these things." And
Ugh,
it was incredible. It gives me chills to think about all of
I
these
have so
lives,
many. Mhm.
that she was just this magical healer woman. So obviously that impacted me a lot
Oh,
and invited me later in life to be
right.
okay, let me question things. Let me explore beyond
It's
what
okay
I
to
was
do that.
taught. Because
Yeah.
I mean, now that
This is
I'm,
evidence, that
yeah,
there's more.
now that
How old were
I'm,
you?
so she passed when I was 24,
Okay.
2 days before I turned 24. I'm 34 now. So it was
Wow.
10 days ago, 10 years ago.
Right? What is
Imagine, like,
time?
10 days ago.
Going back to that, we didn't know what time was.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, now being 34, I'm like, "Oh my gosh," I'm like copy paste my mother, you know? And you grow up.
Proudly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So that's my roots where I was like in Catholic school. I was always like so involved in my Catholic faith, but I always was like, something's not right here for me. So I couldn't fully commit to it. But then I had this, amazing mom that showed me like at first it felt like you can do both. And then
Yeah.
eventually gave me permission to say, oh no, thank you to that. Uh
Mhm.
some things that resonate with me, like things being a metaphor that we learn about
Right.
things like that, and find my own path. So that was childhood Sadie,
Were
sort of
you
seeing all
in
this stuff.
Catholic school, like, your whole childhood, like, through high
Not
school and
the
stuff?
not the whole yeah, so I went to Catholic school kindergarten through 6th grade, and
Okay.
then went to public school because I begged. I was like,
Please. Yeah.
all the cool kids are at public school. I thought it was so
Right.
nerdy to be at Catholic school. I'm from a small town as it is, so the Catholic
Yeah.
school was really tiny, and I'm like, I just want to go meet cute boys.
Yes.
That was it.
What state are you
Totally.
from?
I'm from Wisconsin, so
Okay.
I'm from rural Wisconsin. I'm from a little town called Marshfield. Not many people know it, but if you do, shout out. Yeah, we're a little town. We're surrounded by farmland. A
You
very
still live there?
no, I live
Okay.
outside of LA now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Where you
that
probably fit in better.
yeah. And, like, my mom, especially, like, her finding that path and, like, learning, like, energy healing and all these things was extra absurd considering where we were from. I'm not
Right.
even sure where she got that from.
Yeah,
I
I mean, it's like
know, so
pre-internet.
interesting.
Yeah, 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 exactly. My mom's side of the family, they're all, like, pharmacists, nurses, they're all kind of in healing professions, and
Mhm.
they all, like, I mean, all my aunts and uncles, I think, or at least most of them, did go to the same Master Lin to learn the qigong and, like,
Wow.
um, my grandpa, who's still alive, but he owned his own pharmacy back in the day, and he was really, really good at knowing what homeopathics would not interfere with people's prescriptions,
Amazing.
but would help with
Yeah.
side effects. So he was always like, I mean, they were just on it. They were
Cool.
that side of the family is
We
just like
love that.
healers and all about how can we do kind of like Western and Eastern medicine together
Yeah,
and
and
stuff.
that's how it
Yeah,
should be, I think, like, because there is definitely a
exactly.
place for the Western medicine. We've
Yes.
just be I mean, instant gratification, right? And then we're just
Right.
putting a Band-Aid on the symptoms and getting to
Exactly.
the core of things. That's what we really need to be doing.
Yeah, it's like true healing and also obviously like if
And
not for
so much
Western
more.
medicine, I would have died when I was like 8 because I needed a surgery. That's no big deal, but like
Right.
Dang.
so
Yeah.
important.
Right, yeah,
Exactly.
like, it is so important for
There's
sure.
balance because yeah,
Mhm.
it's the deeper healing we learn that from the more ancient practices and
Totally.
medicines, yeah.
Yeah, how was your transition into public school after growing up in, Catholic school? Was it everything you ever hoped it would be?
I think so, yeah, I'm, like,
Yeah,
trying to think back to middle school. It's interesting because I was always and I still kind of have this, I have these 2 sides of me, like, one is, like, extremely shy, and then the other one's
yeah,
extremely outgoing, and I
yeah,
don't know how to predict which one's gonna thrive in any sort of social
for
situation.
sure. I relate
Same.
to that.
Yeah, so when I was really young, I would beg not to go to school. I begged to be homeschooled. I was a big reader, which another part of my lore, I think, of becoming a witch was that I was absolutely obsessed with Harry Potter when I was a child, which, side note, fuck J.K. Rowling now, but back then we didn't know.
Yes!
Back then we were just children
Amen,
devouring
sister.
this book.
I know.
It sucks that
So
that's
wild.
all tainted by that now, but as a kid, I was like, I would finish the book and restart over, like, right away. I
Cute.
have my tattered, like, first one on my shelf.
Oh my god, cute.
Well loved.
Obsessed with 11th birthday, I have an August or a summer birthday, and I was like, for sure, my Hogwarts letter is coming, like,
Oh my
genuinely. I was
god.
Oh,
gutted when it didn't come because there was something in me, though, that was like, "I'm a
right.
witch. No, I am.
Yeah, you always know.
I'm gonna grow up and be a witch," which I did.
Fuck yeah. I
It
love when we
hap
get
Yeah.
to honor our little inner
Yeah.
child with that.
Yeah, but that was another important part, I think, of waking up the witch was that.
Yeah.
And I loved all sorts of fantasy stories. I still do. I still devour fantasy books, but yeah, the transitioning to public school, I think it did because I wasn't in a religious environment anymore. I think I did just sort of like float away from being such a seeker and thinking about religion as much. I
Mhm.
definitely think like middle school through high school, like yeah, grade school, I was so in it. I was like, I have to figure this out because something's not right. And I have to, like, I was always digging through it and I was always thinking about it. And then but there was a sense of freedom in that. We don't need to figure that out when we're children or when we're teenagers.
Right.
So I do think that that was the point where I kind of just like forgot about it a little bit. I still went to CCD, I got confirmed.
Mhm.
And then after that, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to church anymore. After confirmation, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm an adult in the church and I'm telling you, I'm not going. And my mom was like, okay.
That's funny. That's kind of when I was like, I'm over it too. I think I was a little later when we got confirmed. I was like a freshman in high school and
Yeah.
like still was like, I don't fucking understand any of this, but there's two cute boys here, so I'm gonna show up. And
Yes.
then yeah, by the time I was like 17, I was like, yeah, I still don't get this. This is not for me. Not
Yeah.
gonna do it.
Yeah. But there was a lot of turmoil over it because it was like,
Mhm.
there's something in me that's very spiritual, but like, that's not it. And I didn't
Yeah, that was
have an
missing.
awareness. And there was also the like, I mean, I still have to like sometimes get pings of this that I have to deconstruct where I go, am I wrong? Will I be going to hell? And I'm like,
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Catholic. I mean, I remember,
Catholic guilt's real, man.
yeah, I remember this is a funny memory in grade school because I was a dancer. I was a ballet dancer. And I remember for some reason something came up in ballet class and my friend Jackie mentioned she was a Lutheran. And I loved Jackie. Well, I do love her still. I loved Jackie so much. She was like my best dance friend. And I went home and I was like, Mom,
She's
Jackie's
going to
going to
hell.
hell and she's a
No,
Lutheran.
Jackie.
Poor Jackie.
And I was like, no, no.
That's not how it works.
They tell
They
you that
yeah.
though.
Right.
I have
Yeah.
told this story a couple times on here, but as soon as they were like, Santa's not real, then I was like, oh, okay. So, like, Jesus, like, that's all bullshit too. I just was like, okay, Easter Bunny, like, we're
Easter
telling
Bunny,
stories
Jesus,
around here, I
that is
guess.
so
And so,
funny. We're
yeah,
just telling
just
stories around here. We're
from
just
that
pulling
day,
shit
I
out
was
of our
just kind of like,
asses.
okay, well, moving on.
I love that
That's
that's
so
how
fair
your little
though.
kid brain works.
Yeah, and then I
That's
just
so
like
I think
nice.
that's
stopped
logical.
praying. It's just like, okay, well,
I'm
sounds
like,
good.
well, I'm not writing letters to Santa anymore. I'm not praying to Jesus
Nope.
anymore. I'm not leaving, my tooth under the pillow anymore. This
Nope.
is all bullshit. And I think that's a valid conclusion, honestly.
I know, it's like
So funny.
smart.
Oh, that's
Very
so
smart.
funny.
Love it. Well, yeah, bring us like into, after high school and like young adulthood. Like, what did that look like for you?
Yeah. So again, like I think like through teens and through college, I wasn't thinking a lot about my spirituality. When I still lived at home and I was a teenager, like I told that story, I was like seeing my mom meditate. I was seeing all these things.
Mhm.
I really was in a lot of turmoil as a teenager. I had a lot of like rage and angst. I didn't
Yeah.
understand at the time that I was experiencing like really severe anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
That just wasn't really a thing
Right.
that
Yeah, for
Didn't
existed.
really
sure.
Like I
talk
had never
about
even
it.
heard of these things.
Yeah.
I knew there was, like, a kid in my class that had depression, but he seemed so different and distant from
Mhm.
who I was that I
Right.
wasn't like, "That's what
That's
I'm
not me.
experiencing."
Yeah.
And so I honestly, like, I started partying a lot, like, early. Like, I was just,
Mhm.
like, going out and getting drunk all the time, especially, obviously, in college.
Right.
But even in high school, I was doing a lot of it, and I was just sort of, like, numbing out as much as I could and kinda, like,
Mhm.
getting by, like, going to class, going to work, partying as much as I could, and, like, you know what? I had fun, whatever.
Yeah.
I needed some healing, I needed some therapy, but whatever, I made the most of it. But there was no spirituality in sight, really. And then obviously, a big thing happened my senior year in college. My mom was diagnosed with lung cancer. As is usual with lung cancer, they don't catch it until stage 4. It's terminal. And this was unimaginable, obviously.
Yeah.
One, because my mom was the healthiest person.
Yeah.
She
Right.
was, like, organic, worked out every day, never smoked. It was like, anyone who had ever met her, they were like, "That's the healthiest person I know."
Right.
So it
Uh-huh.
was so shocking and absurd to all of us, that this was happening, and my mom was, like, the only person I felt truly close to in my life, and I still struggle with that. I
Yeah.
still struggle to understand that about myself, like, why it's so hard to let other people in super
Yeah.
closely. But me and my mom, we were like soulmates. We were like twin flames. We were like 2 peas in a pod. This was my person. So it obviously really rocked my world,
Yeah.
all this happening. I dropped out of school because I just couldn't. I
Yeah.
couldn't process any of
Totally.
it. She was from the time of her diagnosis, and then she passed 9 months later, but that whole
Wow.
entire time, like, she was healthy, she was thriving. You would never have guessed that she had cancer. She was getting treatments. Funnily enough, she was balancing her Western and
Mhm.
natural healing, and this was Wisconsin. I actually don't know if it's legal there now, but definitely wasn't back then. We were driving down to Milwaukee, illegally buying a bunch of pot.
Yeah.
Her and my aunt would cook it down into oil
Uh-huh.
in her kitchen while I was doing my homework for college.
Mm,
Milwaukee. I don't know if I should be telling this whole thing. I have before.
that's
And
Okay.
fine.
then my mom would use that to, because it gets rid of tumors. It heals cancer, literally. So
Wow.
she was doing this. She let her doctor know she was doing this, but this was just, it's very funny to me because I'm like literally watching my mom and my aunt like cooking and getting a little bit high and
Just being witches in the kitchen, healing those
I come up
tumors.
from cauldrons, like the crock
Uh-huh.
pot things, like cooking it down. And just I'm like, "Guys, stop laughing so much. I'm trying to
Playing
do
with
my
her.
homework." Absolutely amazing memories of that.
Right.
But, what was crazy was that when she started going downhill and feeling really sick, she was good, she was good, she was good. So grateful for that time because I came home a lot from college. I went to school in Madison, it's about a 2.5-hour drive back to my
Mhm.
hometown. And she was doing so well that I was like, "Mom, can I just move home for a year?" Like, we hoped she had a few years left, but I was like,
Yeah.
"Can I come move home for a year and just be with you? I'll work at a coffee shop or something." Like, I don't know. And she was
Oh.
like, "Yeah, come home," you know? So I
Oh.
had this big plan to move home, and, like, right when I was moving home, she just, like, all of a sudden went downhill. I'm
Ugh.
glad for her that it wasn't this, like, long drawn out suffering. She was like, "Good,
Right.
good, good," until the very end. But what was crazy was her doctors were like, "All of your scans are clear. All of your tumors are gone." Her whole body was full of tumors. They were all gone.
Whoa. Whoa.
What?
She had, like, healed herself with the weed oil she was making, but
Wow.
the cancer had gotten into her spinal fluid and then, like, the fluid around her brain, and at that point, there's, like, nothing you can do.
Yeah.
So that's ultimately what happened, which also makes me think spiritually when if we have a time to maybe we do have a time to go, like, maybe my mom, like, miraculously healed herself, but it was, like, her time, and it
It's
was,
still
like,
her
some
time.
sort of I don't know for sure if there's soul contracts in these things, but, like, if
Yeah.
there were like, it just made me go, "Okay," and that comforts me to feel that way, like,
Yeah.
Right.
that was her time. But, I moved home hoping I was gonna have a year with her. I moved home, and she passed almost right away.
Wow.
But it was still good. I was with my dad, I was with my brothers. I have 2 brothers. Um, and, those first couple years of grief, I kinda did what I always did. I
Mhm.
partied to numb
Mhm.
out, to ignore it, which if anyone is, like, fresh in grief, I just wanna say, like, you're allowed to be messy. Please,
Yeah.
take care of yourself and don't do dangerous things, but, like,
Yeah.
I felt a lot of guilt about that for a long time of, like, I should have felt worse or something, and I was like, I couldn't. I
Just
had to
coping.
Yeah.
detach from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to disassociate from it for a little bit. It was too big. It was too
Yeah.
much. So I just wanna sort of say to anyone that might be fresher in grief, like, you're allowed to be messy. It's okay if you can't process it right now. Took
Yeah.
me years before I was able to sit down with it and go like,
Yeah.
this is bad, man. Like, I haven't done any grieving. Like, I don't know where to begin. I don't know how to I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
But eventually that was a major domino, in
Yeah.
finding myself. And what's beautiful is that my mom had taught me so many things that when I was ready, use those exact, and I have chills when I think about this.
Yeah.
I've used those exact tools to process that grief,
She's
to
still
heal.
helping you.
Yeah. She taught me EFT tapping, she taught me meditation, she taught me just to simply, tell we used to guardian angel, now I say spirit guides, but
Mhm.
to just say, Guardian angel, this is too heavy. I can't carry it. Can I just, and like, imagine yourself handing over a boulder. Like,
Yeah.
she taught me to, but she taught me to talk to my angels. She taught me to do all of these things that I use all these things with my clients. I always joke, I'm like, it's me and my mom here working with you. You get two for the price of
Yes.
one, like,
Yes.
he's here. But it was during the pandemic,
Mhm.
COVID,
Oh my
all
God.
of a sudden, I worked at, like, a non-essential retail shop, so I
Oh.
out of work, and all of a sudden, I think this happened to a lot of people. We're
Yes.
like, yeah, we're, like, sitting at home twiddling our thumbs, and we start questioning our existence and
Yeah.
Yeah.
questioning the universe, like, "What's actually going on here?" And things are crazy, and we're just like, we have nowhere to be, we have nothing to do, we can't go
Mhm.
anywhere, and you're like, "Oh my god."
Yep.
The world, the spirit, the universe, that we start, like, and it was like, this is when
Mhm.
the true, like, full awakening where I
Yeah.
embraced it started
Same.
happening.
It began for a lot of
Yeah,
people
I'm
then
like,
for
Yeah.
there's, like,
sure.
this whole, group of pandemic witches, I joke, because
Yeah.
we
Mhm.
finally had the time. We got yanked
Exactly.
out of that hypnotic state of, like, go to
Yeah.
work, watch Netflix, come home, go to work, like,
Yeah.
we were like,
Also,
"Oh."
yeah, mine was like scrolling TikTok and watching
Yeah.
like witchy things and then being like, oh,
Mhm.
well, that's interesting. And I feel that way. And okay. And like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there was just time to, like, consume these things and really absorb it and think about it and,
Mhm.
like, integrate it, I think, because we were just
Mhm.
forced to go so slow, which was so beautiful. Obviously, there was a lot of horror going on at that
Yeah.
time,
Right.
but it gave us that particular gift, I think, for a lot of us. And it kinda, like, started with I started learning about manifestation before witch stuff, and I was like, "Ooh, I like this manifestation,
Mm-hmm.
manifestation." But there was, like, still something missing in it for me, and I'm trying to, like, think how this all, like, ultimately played out, but I started, like, posting about, like, my spiritual journey and my thoughts on Instagram back then, like, kinda, like, right away, I was like, "Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
learning this stuff, I don't know, whatever." I was so awkward and cute when I was posting
Mhm.
these, like, videos and stuff, oh my gosh, and the first thing that kicked this off was I, so I went through, like, a mindset coaching certification, a life coaching certification. I started doing these things because I was like, "I don't wanna go back to work. I wanna do this stuff. I love this. I love
Yes.
mindset. I love manifestation," but I hadn't gotten the witchy or, like, fully spiritual piece of this yet. So I started doing all these things, and I posted, I said, "Oh, I'm gonna do 5 free, like, mindset coaching sessions." And one of the women that reached out, she was a psychic medium, and she reached out after the 5 free were gone, and she said, "Would you do a trade? I'll give you a reading, and you do a session with me."
Sure.
I was like, "Fuck yeah." At this point, I didn't believe or not believe in mediums or psychics at this point.
Mhm.
I had never been around it. I was living in LA was when I moved to LA, and I was like, "Okay, I don't know, let's see what happens." She was so good. She was so connected to my mother. She was
Mm.
saying, things that were absolutely unbelievable beyond a shadow of a doubt. She was connected to her. Like, such specific details and an incredibly talented evidential psychic medium.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was just bawling, and it just, like, I think everyone's like, when you're grieving, everyone's like, "Oh, they're still with you. They're still with you." And
Mhm.
I always resented that because I was like, I don't feel her. I don't think she's here. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel that. I don't feel her." And it was like this awakening of, like, she is here because
Mm.
she's talking to her, and all of a sudden I could feel her, and all of a
Mm.
sudden I was like, "Oh my gosh." So then this psychic medium I started following her, of course, and she posted she was doing a psychic development mentorship program, and I looked at my boyfriend at the time, and I was like, "Do you think it's weird if I wanna learn how to be psychic? Like, do you?" And he's like, and this is we had a lot of problems later down the road, but bless him for this. He looked at me and he was like, "Of course you can be psychic, babe. You can do whatever you want to." I
Aw.
was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay." So I took this mentorship program and I was like, boom, 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 like right away, like locked in. I was getting all the practice readings, like super detailed, super right. I was like, oh my God, I'm a psychic. And like, that's kind of the pipeline I went down where I was like, I'm a witch. I'm a psychic. I'm doing these
Yes.
things. I'm learning these things. And that was the missing piece. And that's what I love. I love teaching about manifestation. I love teaching about our brains and mindset. But to me, it's like the missing piece that I wasn't learning from like just straight up manifestation teachers was like
Yeah.
intuition and presence and connecting with your guides, connecting with your higher self, like connecting to something
Mhm.
greater and that you're not here doing it alone and that you
Mhm.
it's not just about stuff. Manifestation is
Mhm.
about manifesting. I mean, every like religion around the world, I think if you take things more metaphorically than literally, it's like they're trying to say like heaven and hell are here on earth and you
Right.
create it. We're
Right.
so good at creating our own personal hells, but we
Yeah.
can create our own personal heavens too. And then that radiates out and it makes it easier for us to like have a positive impact on the world and we can start here.
Well,
And
yeah,
Yes.
and the
so
same thing is like when you're praying. I've always thought like of course people believe in like a traditional God because when you ask for something and you receive it, you think like, "Oh, that's just Jesus." But like when it comes
Mhm.
down to manifesting, like if you ask and you believe, then it happens. So it's like it's all the
yeah.
same shit.
Yep.
And that's I mean, that's a lot of what Jesus was even trying to say. It was like, ask and you shall receive. Like
Right.
it's right there.
Exactly.
It's
But
there.
like
He was trying to tell us.
love
But
thy neighbor
yeah,
also.
a lot of
Sorry.
his yeah, I'm like a lot of his teachings are just actually, I actually recently, like about 6 months ago, I started really obsessing over Mary Magdalene.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
don't know that yet, but basically Jesus was like, "Mary, you are the only one that actually understands me. These jabronis, Paul, Peter, whatever, they're not interpreting what I'm saying right. You are the only one that gets it." And when you learn about Jesus's teachings through Mary Magdalene's lens, you're like, "Oh, maybe I am a Christian actually because that
Right?
makes sense."
Because men ruin everything.
They have these fucking egos and they're
We
like,
needed the female perspective on the
yeah.
situation, the
So
maternal one.
I think it's the book is called Magdalene Revealed, and I think
I've heard of
Dumb.
that. Yeah.
Megan Waters, maybe? I'm so bad at names,
Me too.
but, I listened to it on, I got it on, like, Hoopla or one of those library
Mhm.
apps that you can download stuff,
Great.
so I listened to it. It's so inspiring, it's so incredible, and her way of interpreting Jesus's teachings they're beautiful.
Probably need her words more than
And
ever right now.
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Love it.
I don't know, I got down a tangent, I don't remember what we were talking about.
So
It's gonna be
good.
so real.
You were talking about you went through the intuitive
Oh,
Oh,
development.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so that is sort of how I looped back around and started realizing, like, my mom didn't identify as a witch. I was like, "Oh, my mom was a witch.
Right.
I am a witch." As a
Mhm.
child, all I obsessed over was like, "I'm a witch, I just can't
Yes.
prove it because I didn't get my letter." I was like, I always knew it, but I didn't
Oh.
know that you could be a witch, right?
you like
Uh,
watch Matilda and you're trying to move stuff in your bedroom with your
Uh-huh.
yes,
brain. You're like, "Come on, I
yes.
know I can do it."
Yes. Oh my gosh. And so that yeah, I think I was doing like some sort of manifestation like program or something that was asking like, when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Mhm.
And I was like, I wanted to be a witch. And I was like, wait, yeah, I can do that. That sounds outlandish.
Uh-huh.
But wait, so I did it. I grew up to be a witch. Um
Yeah.
like I don't know, whatever outlandish thing you wanted to be as a kid, how I pictured it was like, yeah, like having a magic wand and making things float around
Right.
and flying on a broomstick, but maybe you can actually be that thing. It just looks a little differently than you pictured it as
Yeah.
a kid.
Yeah, of course.
Totally. So
So
cool.
so yeah, so that's how I kind of eh, came into the spiritual identity of being a witch. Was this sort of like it was sort of always a part of my like childhood and I always kind of floated around it. And ultimately, yeah, just and all of this of course happened like leading into my Saturn return too, which I think
Mm.
is also very common, where you kind of come into your full spiritual identity because that's your spiritual puberty. You like grow up, you're like, oh
Wow,
wait,
such a good way of putting that. Spiritual puberty. I'm gonna start using that.
it is.
I
you're like,
literally,
who
there's so
am
many.
I? What is all of this? What is going on? And then you come out of it and you're grown up now.
I was
You're
Wait,
like,
like,
so when is your birthday? Are you in September?
August 20th.
August 29th. Okay. You're just like a couple months older than me.
When's your
Yeah.
birthday?
October 28th. One.
Oh,
Yeah.
love it.
Yep. So
91,
we're like, it's
baby.
like going through a lot of the same
yeah.
things all at the
Mhm.
same time for sure.
So funny. I
Going
did
through spiritual puberty together.
Mm-hmm.
readings at this event last week, and a lot of the people I was seeing are like 26, 27,
Oh
and
wow.
I'm like, "Oh girl, like you got this. Like hold on tight." But like life is just fucking getting started for you, and I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
Yeah. I
Like
I mean,
lots of people right now too.
y- like the 20s are so glorified, and that's your golden years and all this. And I'm like, you couldn't pay me $1 billion to relive my 20s. The moment I turned 30, I was like, I'm free. And I've
Right?
had the best life after 30.
Yeah, I
The best four
agree.
years of my life have been the best years of my life. It's like, you know who you are, you know you want.
Mhm. Mhm.
You're just more grounded, you have better boundaries. All of these things
Yeah,
still a work in progress for me for sure,
Of
but
course.
I'm just
it
like,
only gets better as
what a relief
someone
to not be in
who
my
just entered 40 this last year. It just gets better. Like
20s.
36 is around the corner for you, and that's another big like whoosh, here we go again.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait. I'm here for
Like,
it.
yeah,
Ugh,
who are you gonna become?
yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it.
All this
Mhm.
prep work for that.
Start doing my homework.
Yeah.
Yeah, just look where your lunar nodes are in your birth chart,
Okay.
and that is when you have your nodal return, which comes up around 36-ish, and it's where the nodes are in the sky, where they were when you were born, and the nodes are like points of destiny and fate. And it's like
Mm.
who you're growing out of. Your south node is like that energy that you came into this life with, and maybe you're repeating a lot of patterns of carrying that energy. And the north node is like who you're growing into, and it's a lifelong journey. But yeah, beautiful one, and sometimes hard too.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like another type of Saturn return energy to me. You're gonna
Something
get
to look
shaken
forward
upside
to.
down and then just come out shinier than ever.
Story of my
Oh,
life.
yes, 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 yes.
So fun.
Always.
At least now you're prepared. I was not.
Yeah, I think, yeah, the Saturn return, you're like, "What is going on? What is happening?" And then you kinda,
Yeah,
like, learn it. I wish I would've known it. I learned
I
about what it
know.
was, I think the last 6 months of it or something, and I was like,
Yeah,
Yeah, I think mine
same.
was after. I
I was
was
like,
like,
"Oh,
"Oh my god."
okay, everything
okay.
makes sense now." So good. So yeah, tell us about like creating your business and putting
Yeah.
yourself out there more and everything that you do.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I mean, it's been the most fulfilling, but also, like, scary, crazy, thing of my
Yeah. Oh
life.
yeah.
I
We
mean,
know.
you have your podcast, you're putting yourself out there and all of the things. It's really, like, cringy and awkward at first. It's super, like, "Who am I to be doing this?" I mean,
Oh
I remember
yeah.
those first months, I was just, like, embarrassed every single day.
Mhm.
But I'm so grateful to my younger self for being willing to be embarrassed
Yeah.
and be cringy and all of the
Totally.
things. I have this really clear memory because, I work with a lot of clients that are, I'm not a business coach in any way. But most of my clients are either like in their own businesses or are they're creative projects in some way. They're writing books or,
Mhm.
they're creating something to put out into the world.
Mhm.
And they're like, "Sadie, you seem such a natural, you have so much confidence and whatever." I'm like, "Baby, baby,
Yeah,
baby."
Yeah.
girl. I'm like, you could too. Just fake it like I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah, and like, "That's so cute, and thank you so much for thinking that." But, like, I remember the first time I did an Instagram live,
Uh-huh.
and I had, like, pages of things I prepared, I was
Mhm.
like, I think I was gonna do, like, a new moon reading or something, so I was gonna talk about the new moon, and I was gonna pull some cards, and I read through my notes in, like, 10 seconds. I'm, like, red in the
Yeah.
face, I'm sweating, I forget to pull cards altogether, and I was like, "Okay, thanks, bye." I think I was on for 3 minutes, and I
Get
was
me
like,
out of here.
but I was like, "You know what? I fucking did it."
Yep. Yep.
Fucking did it. And now I can go on live and just be like, "Hey guys, what's up? Whatever," and just like
Uh-huh.
chilling, and I'm so
Comfortable.
comfortable, and
Yeah.
and
So
that's
funny.
what a
I've been
lot.
thinking about
Exposure
yeah. I've
therapy.
been
Yes.
thinking about that a lot. Like, it's kinda crazy how mostly comfortable in most of these types of situations I am now. Like, even when
Mhm.
we started this podcast, we were so
Scared. So
overanalyzing
scared.
every, and breath and, like,
Yeah.
everything that we're
Now I forget people
saying,
are gonna be
and
listening to this, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
shouldn't say everything that comes to my
I know.
mind.
No, when I had a podcast, it was the same way. I was like, oh, people be like, "Oh, you said this thing." I'm like, "I don't remember saying that." I black
yeah.
Yeah,
out
no,
while
I
I
don't know.
record, and it's none of my business what I said.
Totally,
It's out
yeah.
there and
Just,
go be
like
it.
yeah, all the
That is
different
none of my
things that we
business.
do, it's just so
Yeah.
crazy, like yeah, one time not too many years ago, I was terrified to be exposed or seen in any sort of way, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
now it's
I
like, it's who
really
I am, it's part of my personality and being.
Yeah. And
I
I
love
always
it.
share with people, I'm like, I used to be so anxious and so scared of absolutely everything. I couldn't even go to a restaurant by myself
Okay.
because I was so uncomfortable being a body in a space, Like
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, you got like I know you this all looks natural to me. And I know you
Yeah.
all I spent almost 3 years traveling the world all by myself. People are like, you're so
Amazing.
brave. I wish I could be that way like you and do this. I'm like, I was not this way. It is not who I
Yeah,
am. It's who I became. It's who I
yeah,
chose to be. You said exposure therapy. I'm like, I have bad news for you. I can sit here session after session and tap with you on this, and it's going to help. We're going to regulate your nervous system. It's going to become more normal to you. We can visualize and meditate, and we can script together, and we can do this thing. But the only thing that's going to get you there is you go out in the fucking
you
world,
gotta
and
go
you be
do it.
so fucking scared. You're shitting your pants.
Yeah,
And you're like, who am I? And you're
yeah.
sweating and you're panicking. And guess what? You'll never feel more alive than that. And you want a
I was
fulfilling
gonna
life.
say, I live for that fucking shit. If it's not scaring me, I am not interested. Like,
Literally.
Yeah, you're addicted to that
I
for
am
sure.
addicted to the
I used to be so
adrenaline.
avoidant of it. And now it's like what I live for. I'm like, what can I do today that will make me so uncomfortable? Because I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
that's
It's
a fulfilling
living,
life.
baby. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is life.
Now that
I
I've been
love
home, I
tapping.
moved back about 9 months ago, stopped the whole digital nomad thing, and I'm so bored. I'm like, I'm not scared lately. I was like, maybe I'll join like a pickleball team or something because I don't know how to play, and that seems really scary. And I'm like searching. I'm like Google. I'm like things to do. I'm like I'm in LA. Like there's a lot of scary stuff I could do. Maybe I'll go. I don't know. Take an acting class. That would be super
Hell
embarrassing. Like I don't know.
yeah.
I just want to
Yeah,
go be scared and embarrassed because that makes me feel
Yeah.
alive.
I'm
totally.
curious where you were living, like, while you were bopping around.
Oh, like where I was traveling?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, okay, I have to go in order. So, I started in New Zealand and Australia.
Amazing.
I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so I went to Hobbiton. I have to tell
Of course
everyone
you are.
that. Then I went to South Korea, which was actually one of my very favorite countries that I've been to now.
I've heard it's amazing.
The temples there are incredible. Everywhere I go, obviously, I love to visit all the churches, all the temples,
Mhm.
all these, sacred places. I have a really clear memory of there. I went to this temple by the sea in Busan, South Korea, and a lot of the temples, the monks aren't actively there when you go visit them. But this one, it was an active temple. Monks lived there, and they were doing their chants, and I mean, just like
Mm,
silent tears streaming down my face because you could
I
just
feel it.
feel the vibration of their voices and the beauty of it all, and knowing that these like you could just feel the gentleness and the
Mhm.
stillness of
Wow.
these individuals. It was just like bliss.
Wow.
And then I lived in Bali, Indonesia for a long time. That became a home base. And I had a really actual powerful healing experience in a temple there. I fucked up my foot one day right before I was hosting a retreat in Bali. My old podcast, Goddess Hangs, we hosted a retreat where these amazing women came to meet us in Bali. And I fucked up my foot. I was limping around the first day. The second day, I went to this temple where you went into these healing waters and you did this whole ritual. Came out, the bruise on my foot was gone, I could walk normal, and it
Chills.
just stayed, and I was like, "It was incredible."
Wow.
And, let's see, Bali, I went to Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, I spent a month in India. I thought that was gonna be a more spiritual experience, but I really struggled with how loud it was. Very overstimulating. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I just unplugged this. Very overstimulating. 1 second, sorry.
No
Good
Thought I
choice.
worries.
heard something.
Me and my hand talker. Okay. Sorry, I do that all the time. Okay, very overstimulating for me. A lot of honking horns in the busy cities, but I saw the Taj
Mm.
Mahal, and I went to all these temples, prayed. I did a whole mala prayer session, in one of them in Delhi. It was incredible. So I was in like Asia, Southeast Asia for about a year and a half or 2 years with
Wow.
Bali as my home base, and then more recently lived in Mexico for a little bit. In Mexico City, bopped around Mexico a little bit, and then I did Colombia, Medellin, Colombia for a month, and then Brazil last year at this time because I did the Carnival celebrations there, which were
Cool.
incredible.
Oh,
Yeah, so that all took about like 2.5 years. Um,
what a beautiful experience.
Yeah. Yeah, and everywhere I went into all the churches and, like, would talk to my mom and pray and,
Oh,
meditate, and that was another thing. My mom had I'm a Sagittarius rising, I blame that wanderlust part of me on that.
yeah,
And I don't
100%.
know my mom's big 3. I know she's a Scorpio, but, her and I always talked about doing, like, big, like, long travel trips together.
Oh,
It was what we were gonna do once I graduated college. That was gonna be my, like, gift for,
mm,
we're gonna go do Europe together, and then she passed away before she ever got to do any of that. So,
you've
it's
taken
been
her.
not only my, like, dream fulfilled, but it's like I've lit candles for my mom, like, all over the world and talked to
Oh,
her in all these places, and it's been a part of, like, the healing, the grief of, like, doing the things that we said we were gonna do together.
yeah. What a great way to honor her legacy
Yeah,
too. That's
yeah,
so special.
and my business is what allowed me to get to do all of that. That was
So
another
cool.
thing that I worked in retail before, so
I know.
I had all these dreams of, like, I wish "Oh, I wish I could be one of those digital nomads. I wish I could travel forever and ever. I wish," and I never it was fully just I didn't think I was the kind of person who could, you know?
But you
It was a
manifested
mindset thing.
it.
So
Ooh.
that was my biggest manifestation, and,
Yeah, that's epic.
I'm like, that's, like, my story, and I'm like, "Whatever you" like, that was the most delusional thing to me back in the day where I was like,
Right.
I have no idea how I could get to the place where I could do that. I don't know what kind of business I would have or what kind of remote job I could have, whatever. So
You decided to
I'm just
become a witch.
it's like become a witch. So I tell everyone, I'm like, I know that thing that you think is so delusional is like impossible, but it's one step at a time. It's one day at a time.
Right.
You just have to let yourself do it scared and do it messy and figure
Mhm.
it out along the way. And then it's going to be the most normal thing in the world to you. You're going to
Well,
be
that's
like,
the
yeah, of
only
course I did
way
that.
it becomes clear is when you are taking those steps. Like, we can have all these wild, crazy dreams and, like, no roadmap to get there, but it's like, well, what's one thing I could do right now to, like, learn how to
Exactly.
figure that out? And you start to take those steps, and then all of a sudden, you're in the dream.
Yeah. Yeah,
You're like, "Holy
exactly.
shit."
Yeah. I'm like, you just gotta that's a big part of so, like, this whole time I started using scripting. That's, like, my favorite manifestation ritual
Can
is
you tell
scripting.
our listeners, like, what that means? A big part of waking up the witch is, like, breaking down everything and kind of,
Yes.
like, starting from, like, if somebody has no knowledge of any
Yeah.
of the terms or anything.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so scripting is a manifestation technique where essentially I love to write and I love to handwrite stuff, so this works really well for me.
Mhm.
Where essentially you're writing in the present slash past tense something that you want to happen in the future.
Mhm.
So when I first started scripting, I actually started doing this in that my last muggle job quote.
Mhm.
I worked in this tiny office. I was managing a little crystal and fine jewelry retail shop, which was also part of my spiritual awakening because I was around this,
Uh-huh.
crystal lady that owned the shop. And I was learning about crystals that way. But I would get to work. I should not have been doing this on company time. Okay. Didn't tell anybody. But I
You're
had
getting
learned
paid
about
for it.
scripting and it really resonated with me as someone who liked to write. So I would sit down there and I had no windows. I was in this little cramped corner of the office and I would write in that notebook. I still have it. It's on my altar. I'd write in that notebook over and over and over again. I am traveling the world. I have my own business. I'm thriving. I am free. I'm a regular at the cute cafe in the foreign country. That was a thing to me. I just want people to be like, oh, hey,
Yeah.
sweetie, the usual, which
Cute.
happened. Be specific when you do these things, right? I would write yeah, I'm catching a new flight every month. I'm exploring a new city every month. I'm visiting new countries every couple months because I wanted to do it slow and all these things. I would write things like this. So I am doing this thing. I am doing this thing. And as you're writing, this is really important. You want to you want to feel excited
Yeah.
about it. You want to feel really appreciative and grateful. But it's that simple. It's like affirmations, it's like
Mhm.
visualization, but I love this form of it where you are writing.
Mhm.
Now, how I teach it, we do it so my membership, it's called Hot Witch University.
Love.
Love.
We do it we meet every Monday. So the last Monday of every month, we script together. Because the way I do it now is we make it I call it's like the practical and the energetic magic. You need practical
Mm.
magic and you need the energy work too. So we write a letter, and this is how you break down the big delusional dreams too, okay? You do it month by month. So we write a letter to ourselves. I say, Sadie, let's right now it's nearing the end of January. So let's do February together, everybody. I don't know
Let's
when this
do
is
it.
coming out. I would write, Sadie, OMG, we had the best month of our life so far. In February, I like to say we, it's like me and future self talking to each other. Okay.
Yes.
I like to say we. I'm like, we had 10 new amazing souls sign up for Howard University. We're having so much fun. It's so much fun to get to know new people. They're coming to class. They're already having big breakthroughs. It's so cool. We're also having so much fun going on dates, driving into the city, eating at bougie restaurants with great company, blah, 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 whatever. And you're just writing out everything that happened that month. Okay. I always do a
Mhm.
little bit of business, a little bit of pleasure, a little bit of
Mhm.
creative projects. Oh my God, you made such great progress on your novel. It's coming together so well. You have so much clarity about where you want this story to go now. Anyways, love ya. Can't wait to tell you about next month. Okay,
So
you're
cute.
sharing the tea. Then what we do together in class, and I recommend doing this after you write your letter from your future self at the end of the month, then take a look at that letter and what are the practical things you are going to do? Some of it's up to magic and manifesting,
Mhm.
but what are the practical things you can do to make that happen?
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, well, I said I was going to get this many new members this month. So I'm going to make sure I drop the link on my stories every day this month. That's one practical thing I'm going to do. I said I was going to go on some fun dates. So, I mean, right now I am dating someone consistently, but if I wasn't, it was like, how am I going to put myself out there to get these dates?
Mhm.
I haven't been on a dating app since 2018. I'm trying not to get back on that, but
Yeah.
maybe I'm going to join it. Maybe I'm going to try or whatever. What's a practical thing I can do? Oh my God, me and my cords again. I'm working on my novel. Okay. Well, I'm going to make sure that every single day I always say do minimal things. So it's
Yeah.
so easy. 10 minutes a day. I set a 10-minute timer and you have to write 3 sentences or something that's all.
Love.
And then if I'm in the flow and it's happening that day, I can sit there for 3 hours, whatever.
Mhm.
So write your little Delu letter. You're having fun and then take a look at it and go, what are some things I can do to actually make sure that
Love
happens?
that.
While also surrendering some of it. Other types of things I include in there is I have a daily habit of using EFT tapping, and I use that with all my clients, and we
Yes.
do it together in Hot Witch University too. So I'm like, this month I'm gonna tap on my money mindset,
Mm.
or this month I'm gonna tap on boundaries, or I might pick something specific that if it connects to the letter. I already do
Mhm.
that every day anyways, but I might be like, I'm gonna tap on this kind of thing this month.
So I know what EFT tapping is, but
Mhm.
again, let's
Yes.
tell the listeners for those who may not know, because
Yeah.
it's one of my most favorite tools ever too. It's so
It's
fucking
so
good.
magical. It can help you manifest, but it also can help you heal.
Yeah.
I learned EFT tapping from my mom when I was a very, very young little kid because I was going through a lot of health stuff and I had really bad anxiety about it. And so we would tap on it. So it's really great for anxiety. It's really great for like fear, phobias, fear about stuff, but it's also
Mhm.
really great for manifesting stuff. So EFT tapping is you're tapping on certain points on your body that signal to your nervous system that you are safe. So, for example, one of them's on the top of your head, another one's above the eyebrow, another one's on your temple, another one below the eye, and so on. There's like a round that you go
Mhm.
through. I highly recommend Tap with Brad on
I
YouTube.
love Tap with
I
Brad.
call him Tap Daddy Brad. I love him.
Yes.
He's just so
He's
wholesome. I
so,
love his
like,
videos.
unassuming that you're like, "Just
Yeah.
try," but he's so fucking good.
And he has tapping for everything, and you can
Yeah.
watch him and tap along, so I super recommend that. I have a few tapping videos on my YouTube, Magic with
Oh, great.
Sadie, so you could try those out, but Tap with Brad has, like, everything you could ever want.
Everything.
But Magic with Sadie, I should upload more, but there's some really good ones on there, you could try it there too. But essentially, it's a way for you to rewire your subconscious mind and regulate your nervous system to new beliefs, so
Mhm.
it really gets deep for you. How I like to typically do it is talk through it feels a little funny, but you talk through the negative talk that
Mhm.
you have going on, the like quote negative beliefs and whatever. So if I'm feeling super anxious about something in particular, I can be like, I feel so shitty about this thing. I'm so scared. I don't know what I'm doing. Everyone's gonna think I'm lame or I don't know, whatever. If I'm like
Mhm.
anxious about maybe some event I have or something, right? Whatever. "Oh, I'm gonna embarrass myself. Oh, I'm gonna fuck it up," whatever. I would tap and I would say those things out loud
Mhm.
because part of that is, like, we wanna just, like, get
You
it
gotta
out
get
of
it out.
we wanna speak it out. It feels weird to say it. You're like, "Am I gonna manifest that then?" No.
No.
You're
You're
right. You're
making
nervous.
space.
You're letting your body know, "It's okay. You can think that thing. It's valid.
Yeah.
It's totally fine." And then you want to replace it. Be like,
Mhm.
actually, now that I think about it, I've done this a million times, so why would this time be any different? Now that I think about it, this is a really great opportunity and it makes sense for me to be nervous, but I'm deciding right now to shift the energy and I feel really fucking grounded and confident and I'm absolutely going to kill it at this event or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're reframing, you're reclaiming a new belief, a new story. So tapping is and you can just do it so easy in the moment. My favorite inconspicuous way, the point below your collarbone.
Yeah.
If I'm out in public, all of a sudden in the grocery store, I'm taking on somebody else's anxiety. I feel a wave of
Mhm.
it. You walk past someone, you're like, oh, I feel bad. All this.
Yeah.
I go, oh, this isn't mine. This isn't mine. This isn't mine. Return to sender.
Mhm.
I'm not anxious. I'm fine. If you have you're nervous on an airplane, you have to tap in
Mhm.
great for that. If you're I mean, I literally used to be terrified of going to the grocery store. I would sit in my car and tap before I went in because I was like,
Oh,
I'm in fight or flight for the grocery store, right?
right.
I
And
love
so
going to the grocery store. It's my
now
favorite
I love
thing to
it, but
do.
back in the day, this is what I mean. I'm
I
like you guys,
get
like,
it.
I used to panic going to the grocery store, and now I can fly to a new country, and I am panicking.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
I
fine.
love
Like
it.
we can regulate ourselves and get out there and do exposure therapy and all the things to you like
Yeah.
do things you wouldn't believe yourself capable of because I've done it.
Yeah.
And that's why we have to tell these stories because
Yes.
Exactly.
someone else that's listening probably feels how you did before and
Yeah. Look at
doesn't
the
think
light.
they'll ever get to a place where they can
Yeah.
go to the grocery store without being anxious or get on a flight or meet new people, but like you
Right.
can.
Mhm.
Anybody can do
Right.
it. Anybody can do anything. I mean,
Mhm.
within, some people
Truly
have
though.
some
Yeah.
Truly.
limitations, but like you can.
Yeah. I mean, I was recently home for Christmas and I was sharing on my stories, like, of just me driving down the country road and whatever. And I had a lot of DMs of like, oh my gosh, like I'm from a place like that. You give me hope that like I can leave here too, or I can do the things you do. And
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, it does. I'm an absolute freak show in my hometown.
Yep.
It doesn't
Same.
matter, man. I'm living my
That's
life.
so funny.
And not really. I mean, most everyone thinks it's really cool what I do, but yeah, but it is weird. They're like, "What?
Right.
You're a
Yeah.
witch? You live in LA? Like, what? Who are you doing?"
So unconventional.
I
You
don't
can do
even go to
whatever
my
you want.
hometown. No
Yeah.
thanks.
You can do whatever you want, like and you want those things for a reason, I really believe that, like,
Yeah.
Yes.
you want to
I
leave your
agree.
town, you want to we're drawn to certain places for a reason because we're meant
Yep.
to, like, meet people there or
Right.
be on certain doorsteps to, like for opportunity to, like, swing the door open or, it's like There's a reason you're yearning
Yeah.
for something. There's a reason you're longing. There's
Yeah.
a reason you can't stop thinking about something. So you
Totally.
better fucking do it because that
Yes.
is like that is your destiny. That is your divine right.
Yes.
That is what you're like, I don't know what I want in my life, but you daydream about being a published author every single day. You do know, bitch. You just don't believe you can do it. And you need to know
Right.
right now that's
Right.
you're supposed to be doing that thing.
Exactly.
It exists on some timeline already. That's
Mm,
why it is yearning for you the same way you are yearning for it. And
yes.
every time you visualize it, it's little glimpses into the future of something that's already playing out.
Yes.
Mhm.
I
Yes. And
totally
like
believe that.
it's literally I think like especially the farther along I got on my spiritual journey, I think, and the more personal development and books I was reading and I was consuming everything, learning everything, taking all these
Mhm.
classes, certifications, boom, 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 boom. I started overcomplicating it. And I'm like,
Right.
the past like 2 years, I've been like, oh no, it's so simple.
Yeah.
We just need to identify with it. Period.
And
Yes.
trust.
EFT tapping is great for identifying with it.
Hmm.
Scripting is great for identifying with it. I think it's two things. Your identity and being unbelievably present. Because
Yes.
future tripping fucks us up so bad and we're just making stuff up. We're literally
Yeah.
just making things up. It's all la la land. And so start using your la la land time for positive outcomes instead of
Right.
worst case scenarios. You'll
Uh-huh.
change your fucking life. But the present, power is in the present moment. Everything's fine in the present. We are alive, we are
Mhm.
well, we are safe the vast majority of the time in the present. And it's like that's we start floating off into the future and we get anxious or we start floating off into the past and the past means something about us. It doesn't. Present, 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 present,
Yeah.
presence. And I am the kind of person who can do this. I am the kind of person who can. I am the kind of person. And I think it's like honestly that simple.
I have been writing little letters to like that for my entire life, and I didn't know there was like a word for it. I've always done that since I was in like high school. I would just be like, oh, like writing as my future self to myself
Yes.
always.
Whether
Yeah.
it's like you like to write it, like I just super resonate with writing. Not
Me
everybody
too.
does. But daydreaming, I
Oh
think my
yeah.
reel yesterday, or maybe it's the one I'm posting today, I don't remember. But the whole post is about like start taking your daydreams seriously.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because wherever you're floating off to, you're like, it'd be so nice if I could travel the world by myself and have these experiences. If I could go eat, pray, love my way around the world,
Right.
it would be so nice if I could start, my a tarot reading business, or I wish all this stuff. I'm like,
Mhm.
that is exactly what you are meant to be doing. Like,
Yeah.
it
Follow the
is so
daydream.
for you. Yeah. So take it so seriously. All the things that you just sort of like when you're falling asleep at your night at night, or like where do you go in your happy place? Like that's meant to
I'm
be
just
you.
thinking about I just bought a DJ deck and I have no
Yes.
idea how to DJ, but I'm like, I'm going to figure it out. And
Look,
it's actually really hard and really frustrating, but I promised myself I do like 20 minutes a day
there you
of
go.
like, I'll watch the YouTube video and then I'll do whatever it says for 20 minutes and then I'll have to figure
That's
it
how
out
you learn. That's
eventually.
how
I
you become the thing.
But like,
Yeah.
that's so silly, but like also really
It's
fun
great.
and like
You're
exciting
gonna be great
Yeah.
and
at it.
a new skill that I definitely don't have.
I wanted to do a musical instrument this year for fun New Year's resolutions because I have so many projects that I want to do that are like work related.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I could get a keyboard, I could get a bass guitar, I could get all these things. And I was like, Sadie, you're gonna like this for like 3 minutes and then you're gonna give up on it because I know myself. So I bought a harmonica, low
Great.
investment.
That's so great.
And I don't know how to play it specifically, but boy, do I have fun just like ripping on that thing and like
I
singing
love
little
it.
silly
Oh,
songs around my
low
house.
commitment. I love
So
it.
cute.
So I'm
Well,
starting
my
there.
thing was kind of expensive, so now I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, well, bitch, you have to fucking sit down and figure it out. First of all, you told all of your clients, I'm going to teach myself how to DJ, so you
Yeah.
better fucking do it because now you're going to look like an asshole.
I told myself if I'm still interested in the harmonica after 3 months, then I can get a bigger instrument
That's so smart.
because I know myself.
This is why we start out with those recorders when
Sadie
we're
Blues
kids.
Traveler.
Yes.
My God, so cute.
So this is actually kind of fun. So well, this is a little bit sad, but then it's fun, I promise. My mom passed away 2 days before my 24th birthday, so it
Wow.
was very close to it. Then
Yeah.
I was at like, did that year at home, and then I like, 1 year later exactly, I was like, "I need to move somewhere, I don't know where."
Yeah.
And my aunt was like, "We have a guest house here in Santa Barbara. Why don't you just come try it out? It's low, whatever." So I was like, "Fuck it, okay." So on my 25th birthday, the day, started my drive from Wisconsin to California. One of my friends did it with
Amazing.
me. Just packed up. I had my mom's old Saab, like 2006 Saab, packed as much
Oh,
as I could in it, drove all the way across the country. So that was 10 years. It'll be 10 years this August.
Okay,
wow.
not to keep copying everything you do, but when I was 25, I also moved from the Midwest to the West Coast.
Yeah.
Where are you from in the Midwest?
St. Louis. Well, I grew up in like
Okay,
Southern Illinois and then St. Louis for like
gotcha.
high school and like in my 20s, and now we're in Oregon. So we're
Yeah.
like right
Yeah,
above
yeah,
each.
that's yeah, I asked, I was like, "Where are you guys?"
Yeah, but same.
Yeah. You know what? I appreciate that I grew up in the Midwest, but I hated it though. But I love who I am, and, like, a part of that is growing up in that little
People
town.
from the Midwest that like escape are just so interesting and like great
Mhm.
people. I feel
Yeah.
like it gives you good character to like
Yeah.
grow up
Yeah.
that way. And then most of the time that you want to escape for a reason. But
Well, you're just a big
Yeah.
fish in a little pond.
Yeah.
You gotta go explore and be a part of the world.
Yeah. I think people that, and maybe it's not just Midwest, but anyone from, like, maybe, like, smaller towns,
Yeah.
Midwest, or more rural areas that decided to leave, when you're in those places, you're so surrounded by, like, I don't know, like, one side of I don't know, I have both of my families, but, like, more, like, conservative people,
mhm.
more,
Yep.
like, all
Mhm.
this stuff, and then you choose to leave, and I think, like, all those people are, like, people that can think for themselves,
Yeah,
Yes, you're not
that
100%.
are
wrong.
like, "Hmm,
No,
I don't think this is right." Where the people that stay, they're like, "Yeah, this is
Yeah,
don't
this is it.
question it.
exactly.
We're
Yep.
questioners, we're seekers, we're like,
Yeah,
something different out there for me." So, I think it's
totally.
all yeah, it's like, it's always good people, critical thinkers,
Yeah. So
independent
you
minds.
I wanna hear the
Okay.
rest of the California
Okay,
story. So
sorry.
you drove to Santa Barbara to live in the guest house, and
Yes.
then what
So,
happened?
I was in Santa Barbara for, I think, about 3 years. I got super into yoga there. This
Oh,
is,
for
I guess, a
sure,
little bit
yeah.
part of my journey. I got super into yoga there. It's actually when I first started my page in 2016, the page I have now, but it's actually so cute. I archived all of these posts, but my mom's name is Barb, and the page was
Oh,
called Barbie Knows Best, and I would
Cute.
write captions about lessons my mom taught me.
Oh my God,
wow.
Sadie.
It was yeah, it was really cute. I was dating this guy that was, like, a photographer, and we'd always go on hikes in Santa Barbara, so I had all these beautiful
Oh,
photos,
so pretty
and
there.
I would pick, like, kinda, like, inspirational quotes from, like, different random people, and then I would let that be sort of the lead into, like, these are things that, like, I learned from my mom growing up, but
Oh.
then people always thought I was Barbie, and they didn't get that, like, no, I'm talking about my dead mom or whatever, like, but it was very healing to do
I
that,
love
and
that.
that was actually the first version of my page. This was before I fully got into my spiritual journey. This was before I became, like, a witch. Yeah, it was called Barbie Knows Best, and I was, like, writing these I'm a writer. I'm so bad at videos. I
Yeah.
love yapping long form on a podcast, but I'm not good at, like, zippy 1-minute Instagram
Yeah.
video. I'm fine at it, but I'm not great at it. But this was back when Instagram was like pretty picture, long captions.
Yeah.
That was when I was at my best because I'm a writer. I love to write.
Mm,
I miss that. I miss that
I
Instagram.
know.
I wish we could still
We
do
don't
it.
have those attention spans anymore.
No, no.
They've been
But
destroyed.
for anyone that's listening, that's interested, my best work is found on Substack. You should find me on
Hell
Substack.
yeah.
Great.
Amazing.
Hot
I
Witch
love that.
Universe is where you find me there.
Love it.
Because I love to write. That's where I thrive. It's my favorite. But oh yeah,
Nice.
so I lived in Santa Barbara, and then everything I do is on a whim. So
Mhm.
Wisconsin to California, total whim.
Sagittarius rising.
Yeah. Decided to do it, did it 10 days later.
Yeah.
And
Love
then
it.
lived in Santa Barbara. I had some friends in LA that were college friends from Madison, Wisconsin. And my friend called me and she was like, "Hey, my roommate's moving out. I don't know. I just thought I'd ask. Like, do you want to move to LA?" And I was like, "Sure, yeah, I'll do
Like,
it." I
yeah.
quit my job, moved, and found another job, the crystal store I mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
And then so 3 years in Santa Barbara, and then I think 3 years. I don't know if this is gonna add up correctly. I'm spitballing here. And then I think like 3 years in LA, and then I left for about 2.5 years or 3 years, and now I've been back for almost a year. So it's like 10
Amazing.
years since I moved to California, but I was gone for 2.5 years
Yeah.
traveling.
So fun.
But then the same thing, this is actually a really funny part of my life. I am neighbors with my ex-boyfriend. He lives literally
Oh
right
my
there.
gosh.
We used to live together right there in a different apartment.
Wow.
And when we decided we lived together, I met him right when I moved to LA. We fell madly in love. We lived together pretty quickly, like in about a year. And then when we broke up, I was like kind of like looking for a place, and I was like, I think I have the business. I think I'm gonna go travel. I think that's what I meant to do. So that was kind of on a whim too. I was like, well, okay, I'll just go travel for a while. So I did that. And then I actually just came back to visit and watch the cats. He's a touring comedian. So he was like, I'm touring internationally for a month. Do you want to come watch the cats? He was watching my cat this entire time. Do you want to come watch the cats? Visit your LA friends. I'm right next door to our old place right by the beach. You'll love it. And I was like, fuck yeah. He's like, you can use my card number. I was like, fuck yeah. So
Wow.
I was in Brazil. I was like, yeah, I'll come back for a month, and then I'm going to go do Europe for the summer. And then I came back and I was like, I'm really happy to be back. I don't know if I want to leave. And this apartment opened up right next door to his place. And we were both kind of like, would it be weird if we were neighbors? Then we're like, nah, I think it's fine. And it has been. It's been actually the best thing ever. It's so great. We're best buds. He tours every weekend. We, quote, have 4 cats. One of them lives with me. One's my actual cat. He has 3. So I watch the cats when he's gone. It's great.
Oh, I
But
love
I
that you
moved
have that
back on a whim
relationship.
too. No, just like everything's just like,
Amazing.
la 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 la. I surrendered to the universe.
It's the most fun way to live, though. It
Yeah.
gives, like,
She was
so
like,
much
time to come
freedom.
home.
Whoa.
I was like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
great. So cool. We've made so many friends that live in LA through this podcast. We'll have to, like, come out sometime. We'll have, like, a big Waking Up
Do
the Witch, like,
yes.
cocktail hour or something.
Yeah, because
That'd be
everyone
so
would
fun.
love each other.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally.
Oh my god.
And then
I'm like,
writing
tell
that
me who
down.
else lives out here. I
I
need some
know.
witchy friends.
Yeah. My friend Rachel, she used to help edit our podcast, and she lives in LA now. We've been wanting to go visit her too. And so, yeah, it'd be fun. We'll have
Please
to
let me
arrange
know if
that. That'd be
you
rad.
come down here. Yeah, please let
So
me
We're
know.
dreaming it up.
I was wondering about the Hot Witch School. Is it like how many weeks, or can people pop in? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, so Hot Witch University, it's a monthly membership. So you can come as you please, go as you please, no questions asked. You can pop in and out. It's just sort of we meet every single Monday. It's a membership. So the first Monday, we always cast a spell together. In February, we're actually going to create digital grimoires together. It's going to be super fun. That's
Fun.
our spell of the month. So we can keep track of our spells for the rest of the year. And then the second Monday, we always do like a psychic circle class. So, for example, this past month, we did pendulums. We do lots of tarot readings together. We explore different sort of divination methods, and the goal is to just month by month, we just practice really intentionally connecting to your intuition, getting you super comfortable so that you can feel like you're connected. Like we always have access to it,
Yeah.
but sometimes we
Yeah.
just don't trust it. So we do. It's super fun when we do tarot readings because I'll just create a spread that may be on theme for the month. We're gonna do like a fun little love reading, probably more like self-love based because
Mm-hmm.
I think we don't need to do magic on dating. That's one of my icks, but it's
Maybe
cool
unethical.
if everybody else wants to. It's so totally fine. But we always sort of do the reading together. So it turns into I'm inviting everyone to pull their own cards, but we end up really like gabbing about like I pulled this card, you pulled this card. Oh my God, we all pulled the same card. And it becomes this really cool like collective reading where everybody's sharing and getting really comfortable like interpreting cards themselves. We have beginners, we have professional readers, everyone's mixed up in there. We have people that
How
have never
many
done it
people?
before. It's a really small, cozy group now. So the people that come live, it's only about 5 of us. So you should
Okay.
come in now
Love
because
that.
it's super intimate.
Intimate.
But I have a whole like replay library. So you have access to absolutely everything we've done.
Amazing.
And a lot of people choose to not come live and just do the replays, which I totally get because I'm personally a replay girly.
Right.
But I love hosting them live. So yeah, we do a psychic circle every second Monday. Every third Monday, we dedicate to a like subconscious rewiring energy activation type class. So yesterday, the one I hosted was on ditching perfectionism. So we used the
Yeah.
tapping I was talking about. We did some journaling and reflection. We did a meditation together. Some other ones we've done. Last month we did a big Delulu energy class. We've done a magnetism class. So it's really about like regulating our nervous systems and activating these energies in us different
Awesome.
themes.
Fun.
And then the last Monday of every month, we do the scripting ritual I talked about. And then that is the ultimate. I want you to come into Hot Witch University with Delulu dreams. I love the big Delulu energy, stuff that goes around the internet. And so I'm like, what's a creative project you're working on, or a big goal you have, or a big intention? And month by month, all together, we are going to break it into those bite-sized pieces, and we're going to do the magic around it. But you're
So
also going to
helpful.
create yourself a roadmap a little bit at a time. And I'm all about like, make it so little and easy. It's just like be impossible to convince yourself not to get it done. Like
Right.
we're doing little teeny chomps of our big
Yeah.
goals and making it happen a month at a time. And that's how you gain unbelievable momentum and things start getting really
Yeah.
clear. And you start knowing exactly what to do, and you're working on your intuition, and you're activating all these big energies, and you're casting
So
spells, and you're
fun.
like, fuck yeah, I can do anything. So that's to me, that's the pillars of my magical practice. So we
Yeah.
flow through those pillars Monday by Monday every month.
I
And you
love
can,
that.
yeah, you can come and go as you please. Yeah.
And then something for you to show up to for yourself too, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yes.
We love creating
Yes.
stuff like that where it's like, okay, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Yes. And another fun thing is, so I record every single class. It goes into the Hot Witch University library. But if you do come live, there's time before class and after class that I do not record. That is very just
Mm,
like, let me, any personal coaching or personal
yeah.
intuitive guidance you can bring to class, and we update each other on, okay, like I know you were working on that last month,
Yeah.
like how's it going this month? And so there's like accountability, and there's, guidance, and there's just cheering each other on. It's a group of
Yeah.
people that we all get it. We all believe in magic. We
Yeah.
all are like, maybe some of us are like, I can't share with the world that thing I want to do, but I can share
Yeah.
with you guys, like you guys get it. So it's a safe
So
space to
fun.
be delusional, believe in magic, and really like break it down into tangible things you can do month by month and week by week to make those things
Amazing.
happen. Yeah.
Is that housed like on your website or do you house it like on a different platform or something for the
Yeah.
replays and
So
stuff?
excuse me. So my website is hotwitchuniverse.com, which I know universe and university are so similar. And I'm like, should I change the name? But I like it.
No, I love it.
Hotwitchuniverse.com is my website, and then you'll find a tab there that's Hot Witch University. So when you sign up, that is where you will find all your class replays. And then we also
Okay.
have a Discord space where you can chat with each other. You can ask me questions in between classes. We share resources. Like I'll drop a link to like, I listened to this like guided meditation to get today on YouTube, or like I'm reading this book right now.
Mhm.
You can, if you're somebody that you're doing readings or you have your own business or whatever, there's like a promote yourself tab. Like, please, like I don't
Fun.
care if you do the same thing as me,
Yeah,
promote yourself. So
love it.
it's a cool space to just in between class to just have a cozy little community of and you don't have to identify as a witch. I always say
Mhm,
too, you just have to
mhm.
be open to doing witchy stuff with us.
Yeah.
Right.
But I
Absolutely.
get that it's not everyone's name for themselves, even though they
For
like
sure.
love to do a
Even
spell.
though they are a
Yeah.
witch. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We know.
Like, we're all witches, but I totally get it.
Yeah.
So don't let the
Fun.
name spook you away. Everyone here listening is probably a witch if you're listening to Waking Up the Witch. But
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, is there any like last little bits of you or anything that you do that you would like to share right here before we begin to wrap things up?
yeah, I love to see you inside Hot Witch University. It's my favorite place to just cheer cool witches doing cool shit on. Like I said, at Substack is a place that like I think I do my best work. So
Love that.
Hot Witch Universe on Substack, check that out. And I think I just want to, I think I said this once in the beginning, but my whole motto with my business, with my life, with being a witch is like our purpose in life is to be hot and have fun.
Yeah.
Like it literally doesn't matter. Like you should go do the thing that you feel embarrassed and cringy about or you're scared of, because I'm a little like, I know it sounds morbid, but keeps me going. I'm like, I'm going to be on my deathbed being like, I
Yeah.
can't believe I did that, instead of I
Yes.
wish I would have done that.
Yep.
It literally doesn't matter. We've got, I don't know, 80 to 100 years if we're lucky.
Right.
And then we're gone. And nobody's going to think about us after that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we
Up to
love
like a
it.
generation, you know? People are thinking about you right now less than you think. Almost
Yep.
Mhm.
a minuscule amount compared to what you think. They're all worried about the same thing you are, which is
Themselves.
like, what does everybody think of me? So my other motto is, it literally doesn't matter. I have a great
Yeah.
subtract on that one called It Literally Doesn't Matter. You should read it if you struggle with those kinds of things, or
Amazing.
watch the Ditching Perfectionism class I just hosted in Hotwood University.
Fuck
But
yeah.
that's what I'm just trying. It's my mission to make all, especially women, because
Yes.
men have the audacity so easily,
Yes.
but we
Yeah.
struggle with it. I'm like, it literally doesn't matter, ladies. We can do anything we want. You should be more embarrassed and cringed out by yourself on a daily basis. It makes life so
Right.
fun. So
Mhm.
those are my parting wisdom, words of
love
wisdom.
it.
We 100% agree.
I was gonna say you
with
are
our whole
our
heart.
people,
Yeah.
Sadie. 100%. Absolutely.
I love it. I love it.
So we have 2 questions we ask all of our guests. I'm gonna throw in a third at the end
Oh,
too.
wow.
Okay.
Lindsay
Ooh.
meant me for a third, but we're gonna do our 2 first. So our first question for everybody is, what do you do for self-care that you just can't live without?
Mm,
Just one thing.
yeah. I'm like, there's like 3 things, but
We'll
I
take
think
them, whatever.
no, I think best the absolute best part of my day is the way that I absolutely fucking savor my first cup of coffee in the morning.
Yes.
Every day, I do that, like, hold it with 2 hands, that, like, cozy thing where you're like pulling it hard. I hold it with 2 hands and I say it out loud and I give it a sniff before my first sip and I go, and I take a sip and I go, "God, this is the best cup of coffee I've ever had in my life." And I do that every single day, genuinely. Because 1, I genuinely believe it, and 2, there's no better way to start the day than believing that you're drinking the best cup of coffee in your life.
Ugh,
It's very elf coded when he's like,
I
"Congratulations,
know.
world's best cup." You
Hell
did
yeah.
it. But it's this, like, thing that, like, I don't know when I started doing it, but it's like this little joke with myself now, but, like, I can wake up on the wrong
So
side of
cute.
bed, I can kinda, like, stumble out and be kinda anxious and whatever, but then I sit there with my hands, like, wrapped around my mug and I'm like, and I take that sip and I'm like, "Oh, God," and, like, there's no way to not be, like, happy to be alive after that.
I
It's
I
just
love
not
it.
know, I
possible.
love that. You're, like, instantly, like, everything is the
Yeah,
best.
and you gotta be
So
dramas,
cute.
and you gotta be a little silly with it, but y also, like, believe it, and
I
that's,
know.
like, I think that's my most important self-care thing. I do that literally every
I
single
love
morning.
that. When you say that, I don't know if you watch Real Housewives at all. We're big fans of Bravoverse, but you kinda sound like Dorit Hemsley when she's just like, "God!" Like, she's so over the top and dramatic,
We love
and
it.
I'm just like, "Ooh, yeah, you're giving a little Dorit.
I love
Everything's
it.
chic and fabulous and amazing."
I'm here for it. I accept. Accept. But yeah,
Love
that's
it.
my most important self-care thing I do every
I
single day.
love
Cute.
that.
Looks so cute.
Yeah, I love that so much.
Okay. If you could tell your younger self, that could be as far back as you can remember all the way to yesterday, one thing, what would it be?
I was just talking about this, but I would tell her, "Dude, it literally doesn't matter. Get over it." Because
Yeah,
I was
Yep.
so
yeah.
scared of everything, and I was
Mhm.
so consumed by, like, I'm gonna go to the wrong counter to order, and I'm gonna be so embarrassed, or, like, shit like that.
Yes, that's real.
I would be like, "Babes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
Yes.
matter if people think you're dumb. It doesn't matter if people think
Mhm.
you're cringy. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter." That's what I would tell her because I was so, like, tight about everything. Like, I have to get this right. I
Yeah.
have to get this right. I have to do this right. I have to be in the right line. I have to be quick. I gotta get everything
Mhm.
right. And I'd be like, no, actually, like, it doesn't matter. You're gonna be
I
Yeah.
fine.
love that.
You'll live. And
I
that's,
love that your Sagittarius is, like, totally calmed every Virgo part of you. It's like, "Calm down."
I definitely identify with my rising the most for sure.
Yeah, and you should.
Yeah.
That's very real.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
love that.
It
Okay,
literally
third
doesn't matter.
one.
I already know what you're gonna say, but go
Do
ahead.
you?
Yeah.
Okay, third one just for you.
I feel special.
What are you manifesting right now?
Ooh, okay, I love this. This is actually I haven't told anybody this publicly.
Tell us. Tell us
This
as
is
if it's
so
already happened.
good.
Manifest right now.
I am writing a best-selling fantasy novel that's going to actually turn into a series because it's going to do so well.
Yes, you are.
Chills. Yes, you
Oh my
are.
God, we know
It's
her.
happening.
And then it's also going to turn into either like an award-winning TV series or movie series.
It
I
already
feel like.
is.
And so it is.
And so it is. Is that what you thought I was going to ask?
Yeah.
Oh, I love
already
it.
knew.
Psychic. I was like, I'm just thinking about it this whole time. I was like, I'll wait till the end.
We would be super honored if you could pull a card for us and the collective before we part ways. This is so
Yes.
fun.
So fun. What a great day.
I think we're going to drink wine and do Patreon after this.
That's what I was telling you.
Get silly.
Okay. I love this card. I pulled the 8 of Wands for us.
Girl,
First of all,
that's so
it's
appropriate.
my favorite number. I have 888 tattooed on my hand
Yes, you do.
because
Didn't we just have the 8 of Swords with the last
We
guess?
did.
Okay.
Mhm.
8s. Yeah, 888, abundance,
Abundance.
infinite. And this card's all about momentum. We talked a lot today about like your dreams being meant for you, about, Wands, fire, passion, what excites you, what inspires you. Like that's the arrow you need to follow. And so I love that the 8 of Wands to me is like, we talked a lot about it's the little steps every single day. And those things build you up and you're going to get there so much faster than you believe when you just commit yourself 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, writing the book or posting on social media, even though you feel cringy, or all those little baby things, even your like 5-minute meditations every single day where you visualize your dreams, the 30 seconds you take every day to do some little tapping, whatever it is, the momentum, this to me is, it's just saying it's going to happen faster than you think. It feels so far away when you're first starting out on something. And then before you know it, you're going to look around and be like, holy shit, this is like just normal. And I didn't even realize once upon a time, I would have been like, if only.
Yeah.
It's going to
I
happen
keep
faster than
hearing
you
I
think.
have arrived. Like, I've
Yeah.
arrived.
Well,
Every
and
time I
what's
pull this
wild.
card.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying, every time I pull this card for a client, I always say that. I'm like, whatever we were talking about, finding a relationship, manifesting a relationship, or a business goal or whatever, we pull this card. I'm like, oh, it's going to happen faster than you think. We're done.
Yeah.
You don't need any more messages. It's going to happen faster than you think. Okay, bye. Hang up.
So
No, I don't do that.
wild.
But yeah. What
Well,
were you
it's
getting?
crazy because the Lunar New Year is coming up in less than a month now from recording. Probably by the time this lands, we will have started Year of the Horse, and it is that energy. It's like, here we
I'm so
fucking
excited.
go. Hold on tight. It's happening. You are moving fast into that future. So I love
I'm fucking ready. Let's go. I've been working for this shit and I feel like
We're
it is
on
all
it.
here at the same time. Like all 3 of these businesses, plus all my other fucking ADHD projects that I have going on, plus my toddler. Like we have it. It's all happening like right now.
Yeah.
Yes. It's just like
100%.
point that fucking arrow and one step at a time. It's going to
Eyes on
happen
the
faster than you think.
prize. We're
Let's
doing
go.
it. Yes, fucking love it. So fun. Okay, so where can people like follow you on socials?
Yeah, so I'm most active on Instagram. It's at I am Sadie Olson. Olson is spelled with an O-N. I also am on TikTok, but I rarely update it. So if you're a TikTok person, you can follow me there, but I'm not posting on it. I'm just going to be real with you.
We're working on that one too.
It's I just don't like it over there. I love Instagram. We have stories. I'm always gabbing with the girls in the DMs. I don't know. It's just more fun. Maybe it's because I'm a millennial and we like Instagram better. And then, like I said, my Substack is my favorite place. I think I make my best content there. Hot Witch Universe on Substack. My website is hotwitchuniverse.com. I have Hot Witch University as my monthly membership where we meet every single Monday and we have the Discord space. I also sometimes do readings. I'm kind of phasing out my year ahead readings right now. Sometimes I do readings. You can check my website if they're available. And I also do road opener spells. That's the only kind of spell I do for others, but it's a whole process where I send you actually EFT tapping and meditation script afterwards. We do the spell together basically. So if you have any questions about that, but my road opener spells are quite famous. It was featured on Betches, which was really exciting.
Wow, congrats. Fun.
I love doing those spells too, but also if you want to learn to do a road opener spell yourself, it is in the Hot Witch University library, and I always recommend that actually before anything. I'm like, I want you to do this. So yeah, that's my favorite place to be, is Hot Witch University with the girls.
Amazing.
Witches.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing your time with
Yes.
us and just being like, so you were just like, hell yeah, sure, I don't
Yeah.
care. We love that energy. We're so grateful for it. It's
I
like
love.
very much a grassroots situation over here. So a lot of times people just kind of have to come on with trust that like this is where they're supposed to be. And
Yeah.
so we appreciate you trusting the
gosh.
process and showing up with us.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
thank
so
you so much
grateful.
for having me on to yap away. It's my favorite thing ever. And I once upon a time had a grassroots podcast myself. So it's like the most fulfilling, cool thing ever. And
It is.
I'm sending all of the manifesting magnetic energy that you guys are going to have millions of
Taking it.
downloads and
Yes.
millions of listeners and all of the things. This is so fun. And I just had a great time with you both.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
did
We
too.
love you.
Thank
This was
you.
so great. We will stay connected. This episode has been produced by my husband, Curtis Burgess.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Waking Up the Witch.
And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email us at wakingupthewitch@gmail.com.
And don't forget to head over to the link in our bio on Instagram for all the ways to connect with both Amber and Taylar. And go to moonbeeswellness.com for all your self-care and witchy news. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Ow.